Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is the start of a new cross stitch vlog. So today is Monday, October 18th, and if you did not watch my true crime video on Monday the 18th, today, the reason why the family emergency, Bill's sister has COVID and is in the hospital, and they did not think she was going to make it. So we didn't find that out until Friday morning. And so things were hectic, whether he was going to go to Tennessee or not. And that's why there was no clip for the end of the vlog. You know, I would have normally had a clip on Friday, and that's why there wasn't one. So I had a new start. I stitched Saturday and last night, and I actually stitched downstairs, believe it or not, because you're going to see why and how. I got to pull everything out and take the pattern off of. I actually started working on one of the ornaments from this year's Shannon Christine Designs ornament. It was like an ornament club. So I started, this is actually perforated paper. So this is perforated paper in Amazing Gray is the color. So what I originally, when I first started stitching this, I had the paper tacked to the front, okay? But it's just like working in the well when you work on a Q-snap. If you have it where it's tacked on the back like this, first off, you don't get glare on these tacks from the light. Like I had a little lamp clip to this, but it's also easier to end your threads in the back. Now, I originally also just had this, just the perforated paper. And then I remember, do you remember how I was going to baste fabric on the back of it to give it like, so I could carry threads and things like that? Well, that's what I did. It is, you can see this is paper, but I basically just took back stitch, cut the fabric to the size of the paper, and just did back stitch all the way around and attached it to the paper. So what this does for me is, first of all, when I finish this and do a scrapbook layout, I won't have to put any kind of backing paper on it. I usually back it with paper only so you can't see like the holes, because you can see through the holes on perforated paper normally. And it also gives some more weight to the piece, and I'm also able to carry threads. If you look at the back of this, you can see a little bit where I carried the threads for the gold, because they called for Krynic, but this is Petite Treasure Braid. And then down here, they actually called for a bead, and I used Petite Treasure Braid because when you do a scrapbook layout, if you have beads, it kind of sticks up a little bit, and I didn't want that. So this one is very cute. It has like some stars and some black houses and then something on the bottom. So I think my next couple projects will be some of these ornaments. They're just, it's so easy to work on the perforated paper. And if I do a stitch with me, which I'm trying to do diamond paint with me this week only because I'm really close to finishing that diamond painting. But I will put, this fits in the Dubko stand, because these are mini stretcher bars. I mean, you can hold paper in your hand. I've done that. But I like using the mini stretcher bars because then I'm not handling the edges of the paper. I'm not touching the paper. And I just like it. I just like it better. So these are mini stretcher bars that I bought from 1-2-3 Stitch. Yeah, I think it's looking cute. And I put all of my thread on the thread drops. I forgot that when I joined this ornament club, because there's like 6 ornaments and they all use the same colors, I had bought like all new floss for it. So I found that pack, and then I was able to put them all on the thread drops. So that's what I've been using, because you can just pull a strand out of it. It's very, very easy. So I've been working on that, and I actually got here is the thread dampener that I got from Stony Creek. So this comes off the lid. Stony Creek online, their website. It's called Stony Creek Collection or something. If you put in Stony Creek cross stitch, it's going to come up. And I don't know how many of these they have left, but if you take, this is plastic. This sponge is in here, and you dampen it. And then what you would do is when you had a piece of thread, you run your thread over it, and then it's supposed to take out the kinks. And because I get knots all the time in my thread, and number one, it's probably because I have my thread a little too long, so I've been cutting them shorter, but having kinks in it will give you knots, and the knots annoy the friggin' piss out of me. So this was like $1.50, $1.75 on Stony Creek's website. Yeah, love it. So got that, and that was it. I did order, I got an email from 123 Stitch the other day. Yesterday? No, Sunday. And I had put a notify me email thing for when Primrose Cottage Stitches got their autumn rules pattern back in, and it came back in. So, you know, even though those are long, you can stitch them individually. You can stitch the rules individually. So I may do that to do some scrapbook layouts. Yeah. So yeah, really liking this though. Enjoying it very much. I love Shannon Christine Designs, how she uses like the ombre colors, you know, where she does 3 different pinks, and this is 2 different grays and then black. Yeah, I really like that. And it's just so nice again to be able to stitch downstairs in my bed, you know, holding that. So that's all I have for you today. And I'm going to stitch more on this tonight for sure, while trying to catch up on some of my shows. And yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow with another update. Hey guys, today is Tuesday, October 19th, and I did do a little bit of stitching last night on my Shannon Christine design. So I wanted to show you what it's going to look like finished. This is, in the Halloween club, there was 4 different sections, and this is the 3rd one, I think. I'm doing the one on the bottom, the October 31st. Don't you love it? And then I think I'll stitch the one up top. I really like all of these. And what's nice, it's 6 of them all together. That's those, yeah, it's Halloween Club 3. You can buy them on her site. Here is Halloween Club 2, which these are so cute also. Look at those. And then there is Halloween Club 1. And then there is 4, which I'll show you. What I like, I really love that one, that candy one up top. What's awesome about these is they all use the same color palette. So when you buy the floss, like I have all the floss on thread drops, if I wanted to do all 6 of them, which I'm contemplating because I really, you know, want to do some scrapbook layouts, because that way it doesn't cost me any money. I have a ton of scrapbook paper. It's not costing me any money for finishing. And I have a ton of perforated paper, so these look all so good on perforated paper, I feel like. So here is my progress. Now, so I got done the 31st, got done some more metallic. Now, the only thing I'm not in love with is this light green color that's on the outside of this. It doesn't show up very good on the paper, but I was like, oh well, I'm just going with it because I'm not restarting this. My favorite part about this one is the houses and then that bottom like border. That's my favorite part about it. And I haven't really thought about a scrapbook layout yet that I want to do for this. But yeah, I think it's coming along very good. And I absolutely love that I basted the fabric on the back of this paper, because you really can't see through the holes very much like you could. Like before, if I would hold this up, you could see completely right through it. So Yeah, I think it's turning out pretty good. I was stitching that last night while watching that new series on Amazon Prime, I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's okay. I'll give it a little bit yet. And I also used the thread dampener. Now this was a present. I got this from a subscriber, the project. Whoops, I didn't want to show the pattern. The project bag. And that fits perfect in there. But yeah, the thread dampener worked really, really good. And I didn't have any knots last night, so that's a first. So, I mean, I could tell when I pulled the thread out and it was kinked, and when I ran it through the thread dampener, it straightens it right out. So, yeah, I have the thread dampener linked below. So that's all I have. I have no purchases. I don't even think, oh no, I do have one thing coming, a pattern I bought. But yeah, I haven't been buying anything. Oh, but big piece of news, Brandon, the subscriber that I sent all of the Pip and Chip bobbins and the floss to from the cabinet, he wound them all on bobbins and he shipped them to me yesterday. Let's go. So I cannot wait to get them. Remember, I also bought the foam inserts. So when I get all of that, which I'm guessing I'll probably get this week. I'll probably get tomorrow. I'm working tomorrow, so Thursday I will show it in Thursday's clip because I'm off Thursday and Friday. So can't wait to get that. And yeah, and what's so awesome too is that if you like the thread drop things, Pip and Chip is coming out with the acrylic thread drops with the label and everything on it. And yeah, like that's probably going to be a big money maker, but I cannot invest hundreds of dollars into something else again. What, you know, I'm just going to use the bobbins probably going forward. But if you use the bobbins, okay, and if you run your thread through the thread dampener, you'll be good to go. The one thing that I do like about using the thread drops is that you can just pull one strand out, where when you do the slip knot, you can just pull one strand of it out. So I have no problem though. Once, okay, let's say I switch projects. I do have another pack of the thread drops. I have 2 packs. But let's just say I want to switch projects. I have no problem. Because I wrote on this in like Sharpie, I can probably take alcohol and rub that off of there. You reusing these thread drops and just pulling this thread off of here, putting this back on the bobbins. Do you know what I mean? And then going forward, because these are full skeins. Like normally I do not put full skeins on thread drops like I didn't for the Primrose Cottage Stitches Halloween pattern. So I have no problem reusing these thread drops because it is nice just to be able to pull one strand from here versus a bobbin. You know, you're having to unwind all 6 strands, cut it, and then when you have stuff left over, you have to wind it back on the bobbin. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I will consider that for sure because I really am only a one project person at a time. I don't normally have a bunch of projects ongoing. The fact that I have like 2 or 3 now is usually unheard of. But yeah, so, and like I said, if I decide I want to stitch more of these Halloween ones, they all use these threads, all use these colors, so I won't have to buy any more thread. And that's the allure there too, because you know, in doing cross stitch, there are a lot of people that are like, oh, it's so expensive. It doesn't have to be. It really doesn't. If you use DMC, and perforated paper is very inexpensive. You get 2 sheets of paper for like $5. I want to say it's $5, something like that. If you decide you want to stitch on perforated paper. Now, I like stitching on perforated paper because I feel like my stitches are nice and neat. And then also with finishing them on a scrapbook layout, I don't have to, or even framing it. Are there any that I framed? I'm looking around. No, there wasn't. But I've done some on canvas, And you don't have to, you know, when I use fabric, you have to put it around mat board and miter the corners and all that. Paper, you just cut it, and you can cut it really nice and neat. And it's nice and flat, and you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, there are many advantages. And you could even, I have used tinted dye to even spray paint paper before if I wanted something tinted. I mean, the options are limitless, really, I feel like, with perforated paper. I mean, that's what Mill Hill uses in their kits. So you don't just have to use fabric. But yeah, you could get away with in cross stitch not spending a ton of money. A lot of us just choose to because there's so many patterns and fabric and floss out there that we want it all, right? And boy, I've amassed, you know, quite a bit. But okay, enough babbling from me. I hope you guys all have a fantastic Tuesday, and I will see you on Wednesday, October 20th, which is Mommy's birthday. Mommy's going to be 67. Yeah. She doesn't watch my videos, so I can tell you I got her a Fitbit. She's been wanting one, so that's what I got her for her birthday. Oh, and my sister passed her learner's permit test. Watch out, stay off the roads. Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, today is Wednesday, October 20th. Today is Mommy's birthday. Yes. I have a long work day today because we have the arbitration today. So I will be seeing her tomorrow because I'm going to be doing a video on my channel with my sister. So you guys will be getting a bonus video tomorrow at some point. We're going to be trying the ghost pepper nuggets from Burger King. My sister has already tried them. I have not, so yeah, she wants to do a video. We haven't done a video. I gotta cut this string. We haven't done a video in a long time on my channel, her and I, so. But I did work on my Shannon Christine Designs piece last night. And you know, it really got me to thinking. Well, let me show you my progress, and then I'll tell you what I was thinking. So I got done these the rest of those. So now I get to get into the houses, because the only thing that's left is the houses and then the bottom border. I love it. It's going to look really good in the scrapbook layout. But, you know, I got to thinking about just cross stitch and working on stuff in general. It's like I look on Instagram and I see everybody doing these really beautiful Halloween samplers, and I'm always like, why does everybody else's work look so good and like mine just seems very simple? Do you know what I mean? And then I thought to myself, why do I feel like that? Like, I think any type of needlework, I don't care if it's this big or this big, it's beautiful. Any kind of cross stitch, needlepoint, anything, it's all wonderful. So just because I choose to do things that aren't big and complicated doesn't mean my work is not beautiful. And, you know, your tastes change. Like, my tastes have definitely changed over time in my stitching career. So now I'm pretty much of the mindset, I need easy, right? I need relatively easy. After a work day, after just my household, I need easy most of the time. That's why I diamond paint, because even though you work on a big canvas, the pattern, the diamonds, it's not hard. And it can be mindless when you get going on there. The hardest part is changing colors. That's it. But yeah, I'm like, why am I thinking like that? Like, just because I'm not working on this big, beautiful sampler and I put away like my modern folk embroidery one, just because I'm not working on that doesn't mean what I am doing, that piece, isn't wonderful. I think I was pretty creative in coming up with the scrapbook layouts, because I'm telling you, I'm tired of spending loads of money on framing. Hey guys. Hey everybody, right? So today is Thursday, October 21st, and I do have a stitching update. So first I checked the mail when I came in the house, and I got the newest issue of Just Cross Stitching. Can't wait to look through that. I know I haven't been doing flip throughs. I just haven't felt like it. What I'll do is I'll probably look at it today, and then in tomorrow's clip, I'll show you the ones I really liked. How about that? So, you know, I've been working on the Shannon Christine Designs Halloween ornament. And my intention last night, I was watching the season 3 of You on Netflix, and my intention was to just, I need to find the case to these. Yeah. Look, it matches. I match. You don't care, right? My intention was just to start stitching the houses. I stayed up till almost 3 in the morning, and I finished the houses. Now, this is the only issue I have with stitching on perforated paper. When you stitch with dark colors or you stitch with black, you can see a little bit of the paper through it. Now, there are people that when they stitch on perforated paper, they use 3 strands. No. For me, 3 strands is too much. But if you look at a Mill Hill kit, they advise you to use 3 strands. This is going to suffice. Yeah. I still think it turned out really good. And all I have left at the bottom is a border, and I'll be done this one. Now, I was going to stitch next another one of the ornaments because I already have all the threads, you know, on the thread drops and stuff. But I actually think I am going to stitch this. And I'm going to stitch it on perforated paper. I have fabric in here that I was going to stitch it on, but I'm thinking I'm going to use paper. This one is just so extremely cute. Are you kidding me right now? And like I said, this is me. She's wearing a headband and she's holding a coffee. Are you kidding me right now? Yeah. So I've been wanting to do this one ever since it came out many, many years ago. It came out in 2015. What the hell have I been doing? But yeah, isn't it so cute? Yeah. And I think I could do that as a scrapbook layout. Maybe. We'll see. But I don't know. Maybe I will do another one of the ornaments because, like I said, I already have all the threads pulled. All I would have to do is cut the piece of paper. And I already have, like, these. It's the same size as this. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. But yeah, isn't it turning out so cute? And when you go way back here, looks pretty good. Yeah, I'll be finishing it on a scrapbook layout, which I have to pick out the layout that I want to use. But the main reason for today's little clip, or not the main reason, but I opened up the boxes of bobbins from Pip and Chip that I had bought, and that Brandon wound all the stuff for me. 500 bobbins. It took him like a month, which I didn't care how long it took. I just knew I didn't want to do it. But I'm going to flip you guys around. I'm going to take you out there, and I'm going to show you how the foam inserts work, because Pip and Chip also has the foam inserts, how they fit in the cabinet, the DMC cabinet, because there's a little trick to it, and just a closer look at the bobbins. Okay, here are the foam inserts. So there are 5 because there's 5 drawers in the DMC cabinet. And I listed them. They're all in numerical order. Brandon had packed them all in the inserts, but I'm guessing the UPS people tossed the boxes around because more than half of these were out of these inserts. So what I did was I tried to separate them by all the 7s, all the 9s, all the 1s. And then I took my DMC color card because it has, let me show you. In the color card, it has this piece right here whoops, that lists all of the DMC colors in order. So I just followed this to make sure I had them all, which I did. And I'm sure Brandon had checked that also. But he was appalled that UPS had jostled all of those around, but it didn't take me too long to go through them. So each of the, you can see there's a slot here that this fits into. But each of the bobbins, they're acrylic. They have the number of the DMC and the color printed on it. Brandon did a fantastic job winding them. None of these had come undone. Like, he really secured the thread on both sides. And what's nice is you can put them on a ring, you know, like a binder ring if you want to. Yeah, and they're not going to... One of my biggest pet peeves with the cardboard ones is that this would bend when I would put it in something. And it was just so highly annoying. So what I did was I already put 2 of the inserts in the case, but I'm going to pause and get you guys in on the case, and I'm going to show you how I put them in there and the little trick when you open the drawers. All right, I had to get the camera. Let me get it a little bit straighter. There we go. I had to get it trained on the cabinet. What is that? Oh, you're seeing the, oh well, you're going to see something black in the corner. Okay. And, you know, when you have these, there is some weight to this with all of the bobbins in it. So I pull out the drawer, the whole drawer. Wait a minute. I pull out the whole drawer and then put the entire insert into it. Just like that, and it fits perfectly. And then to put it in, okay, now that's the first one. The second one, I'm going to show you what you have to do. Which one is this? Is that the second one? No. This one is. Because there is a trick, only because of the way the cabinet is made. So, when you put it in, you have to lift up on this one. See how there's room there? If you lift up on it, it goes in. Oh, of course it's going to prove me wrong. Got to make sure they're all pushed down as far as they'll go in the foam inserts. So when you want to get a color, like if you want to get a color out of here, you got to lift this up. Otherwise it will catch. So then the third one. Remember, lift up on this. It's only a little bit that you have to lift up on it. And then, like, I want to open this one, so I lift up on that one. See how it slides right out? And what was nice about the bobbins is that they gave you extra for... They gave you 2 white, 2 310, and 2 ecru, and 2 B5200, which I thought was fantastic because those are the colors that we use the most. I mean, white and black, right? But yeah, isn't it so fantastic? Oh my God. It's so fantastic. Thank you so much, Brandon, for doing that. I cannot thank you enough. I appreciate it so very much. And I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that. So I'm so happy now because I have literally 2 complete sets of DMC now because I have the other DMC in my Creative Options, Creative Station, Creative something, that plastic case that I have with the cardboard bobbin. So I will be going forward though using these for sure and using those as a backup. So I will see you guys tomorrow on Friday for the last clip for this vlog. Hey guys, today is Friday, October 22nd, and today is the last clip for this weekly vlog. So last night, you know, I was stitching on that perforated paper piece and I just got tired of it. I mean, I'm at the end of it and I'm just like, so I decided to pull out my Carolyn Manning Phoenix piece. You guys know I worked like gangbusters on that during the, I've said arbitration. No, during the retreat. And I really think I'm going to stick with this piece now. I say that and then my mind gets changed. But for now, I'm going to stick with it. So what I decided to do was I put it in a hoop. And so here's what I got done. This is in my Dubko stand. So I got done like this little bit here. That was it. And because I don't want to say lazy, but I just don't feel like, you know, moving this lever, lifting this up to end every thread. And because this is full coverage, it's so easy to just pull the threads through on the front. And when I get to it, I'll just cut it and it'll be anchored. And then when I did the ones here on the edge, I pulled them over here because then when I stitch over here on the next page, I'll be able to cut it and all that. And I have to say, even though the magnetic cable ties work really good on holding your fabric back, I like just using needle minders. I have a shit ton of needle minders. So one thing that I wanted to say was that I worked on this in bed last night. Yes, someone had asked me, they wanted me to put this on my lap and try to work on it in my recliner because they have a recliner and they wanted to know if you could do it. Here's what I did, because when I set this on my lap, it was still like, not wobbly, but it wasn't sturdy enough for me. Do you know what I mean? And I had my legs, you know, I'm laying in bed. I have one of those pillows with the arms, so it props me up. And I had my legs straight out and I had this on my thighs. Well, what I decided to do, because I have all of my floss and everything in this plastic clipboard, let me show you this. I put this on my lap and then set this like this. And it worked perfect. It was steady enough and sturdy enough because remember, there are silicone pads on the bottom of this. So the silicone pads like sort of stuck to the clipboard and the clipboard gave it stability. So what I would suggest if you don't have the clipboard, but you want to work on this in your recliner or bed, I would suggest, do you have a hardback book that is kind of thick? Set that on your lap and then set the stand. I don't think the stand by itself is sturdy enough for me. And because when I'm laying in bed, I have blankets over myself. So trying to put the stand in between my thighs, I didn't try to do that because then I wouldn't be able to put covers over it if it made sense. But this worked fantastic. And yesterday when I decided to, and what's so great about the Dubko stand, seriously, it's so extremely well made. I mean, look, this does not, when you're stitching, this does not move. This does not move unless you want it to move. So I had a good old time stitching and watching Dope Sick on Hulu. Oh my God. That will make you look at OxyContin in a completely different way. Wow. It's awful. It's truly awful. But I decided, since remember I have all of the DMC that Brandon wound for me on the Pip and Chip bobbins, I decided to go ahead and use all the new bobbins. So these are the Pip and Chip bobbins. Don't they look all nice and neat? Brandon did such a good job winding them on here. And what's funny is my husband, he's just so hilarious. He's like, we could have had those wound in 2 seconds. All I have to do is put this on my drill and do it. And I said, it's 500 skeins. Do you realize what it would take? I said, it took Brandon a month to do it. It wouldn't take a minute. No. I didn't feel like devoting my time to doing that. No. I got books to read, stuff to stitch, things of diamond paint. No. No. So for the time being, I am going to work on the Carolyn Manning piece. Because, you know, it's so funny how your mind just, like, I feel like I change my mind like every minute for cross stitch. I was like, I like full coverage pieces. I actually do, believe it or not. Like the Carolyn Manning designs, because you know you're just going to stitch what is connected to other stuff, if that makes sense. I don't know. I was on there looking at Heaven and Earth designs, and then I said, what the hell am I doing? Like, never, first of all, I don't want to pull 88 skeins of floss. No. And then have to work with 88 skeins of floss. And when you do a Heaven and Earth designs on like 14 count, it's fucking giant. No. So I was like looking, like what other designers have full coverage pieces that aren't insanely large or that don't have 100 colors. One, and I just thought of it just now. One of them that comes to mind is Erica Michaels, because she does that stuff on silk gauze. And then, you know, it's easily adaptable to cross stitch. And I actually have a couple of her patterns. I'm going to have to look into that because, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of go with the flow. I try to, because Bill is just amazed at how I can go from project to project to project and not finish anything. He's like, that would drive me nuts. I'm like, well, you're not a cross stitcher. You don't know what that's like. Yeah. But yeah, my piece is looking good, right? The Carolyn. I was so tired yesterday because I'd only had about 4.5 hours sleep that I didn't stitch very long, and I was in bed by 9:30. Yeah. So I got a little bit done, got a little bit started. So I'm almost done that page, because if you look, to complete the page, it's this row right here. This is the edge of the first page. So I got this right here to do to complete the first page, but I'm loving it. I do wish, I will admit, I do wish I would have stitched it on black, because holy hell would these colors have popped on black. And they actually recommended black. So when I finish this and do another one, I'm going to take that to heart as to, do they recommend white or do they recommend black? Because I don't think they ever recommend any other colors but white or black. So very easy to say, okay, if they recommend white, use a light color. If they recommend black, use a dark color or black. Yeah, and I have black fabric, chalkboard Aida from Fiberlicious. So no purchases. That's fine. Yeah, don't need to be buying, you know, any more stuff. My fabric of the month from Fiberlicious did ship, so that's on its way. Can't wait to see that, because remember, I switched mine to 28 count Lugana. And yeah, I'm glad today's Friday. Yeah. So far working next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday and Tuesday for the arbitration. It's good money, but Jesus, like at the end of the day, I just want to kill everyone. We are getting through it though. That's the thing. We are getting through it. So I am going to end this here. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic Friday. And by the time you see this, I know it's Saturday. And I say that every day, like, oh, I hope you had a great Wednesday. I'm going to start saying, I hope you had a great Friday. So as always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.